In 1593, in the Spanish-controlled Philippines, a soldier named Gil Pérez was stationed in Manila. His job was to guard the Governor-General's palace, a crucial task in a city under constant threat of rebellion. One night, after a long shift, Pérez, exhausted and worn out, rested against the palace wall, closing his eyes for just a moment. When he opened them again, he was no longer in Manila. Instead, he found himself standing in Mexico City, thousands of miles away from his post, surrounded by unfamiliar people speaking Spanish with a different accent. The air was drier, and the buildings were unlike anything he had seen before. Pérez was disoriented and confused. He had no idea how he had traveled across the world in the blink of an eye. Realizing something was terribly wrong, Pérez wandered the streets of Mexico City until he was apprehended by local authorities. He was arrested for suspicion of desertion, as he wore the uniform of a soldier stationed in Manila. In prison, he explained to the authorities that he had been in the Philippines, guarding the governor's palace, and had no idea how he had ended up in Mexico. Pérez's story was too unbelievable for the authorities to accept, but his knowledge of the recent assassination of the Governor-General, Gómez Pérez Dasmariñas, proved to be crucial. The assassination had happened on October 25, 1593, the very day he had appeared in Mexico. No one in Mexico had received the news yet, and the authorities couldn't understand how Pérez knew about it. 2 months later, a ship arrived from Manila, and its arrival confirmed Pérez's tale. The news of the governor's death was now officially reported. This left everyone stunned. Pérez had known the information before it had even reached Mexico. Though still baffled, the authorities could not deny the truth. Eventually, Pérez was allowed to return to Manila, where he resumed his duties as a soldier. To this day, no one knows how Gil Pérez crossed thousands of miles in an instant. Some believe he experienced some kind of teleportation or was the victim of some unknown phenomenon. Others claim it was divine intervention. The case of Gil Pérez remains one of history's greatest mysteries, and no matter how many theories are proposed, the truth remains out of reach.